all night tonight. Doing things cause that's the things we do.
Gonna suck on a dick. Wait.
Whoa! Well, this podcast just got fancy.
What happened?
Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Fantasy Football podcast. Oops, we're live.
Oops, I lived it again. That's a good song.
Tonight we thought we'd do something a little different tonight.
Yeah, because football sucks.
And football sucks.
So we're gonna talk about, I don't know, cats.
Cats. Do you have them?
What's your favorite cat? What's your favorite flavor of cat?
Josh here is an expert on the tabby calico.
Yeah.
And
I'm
a big proponent of the rando house cat generic version.
That's what this one is. Hey, what is he doing? What's going on?
Chilling on that Afghan.
He's not supposed to be up here, but whatever. Because they break my chairs. Like, they do this for like weeks on end. And then the bolts, there's two bolts, and they're in the sides of the chair. They bolt into the armrests. Like, every chair is like this, apparently. And eventually, like, from me sitting on the chair all day and them on the back, the bolts just shear right off. Wow. So I'll have to buy a new chair. Also, what? Yes?
You know what you should do is just be like me and just use a folding chair because you can't afford a desk chair.
I'm about to. Hi, buddy. What's happening?
He's comforting you.
Where's he going? Where are you going? What's up? Thank you. That's so nice of you. Yes, I agree. Football is stupid. And we should talk about cats. Oh, you got your whisker in my eye. Oh, you're being adorable, but it's annoying. What's he doing? What's up, buddy? What?
He knows he's live. He's putting on a show.
Aye, Phillies. Go, Phillies. Baseball's fun. That's still a fun one. What is happening? All right.
Well, we have a new co-host tonight. Welcome.
Yep.
You have any opinions on this Sunday night football game?
Drink some coffee. Brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
Nope, just Dunkin'. Just Dunkin'.
Sorry, Dunkin'. I go to the one next door because it's right there. I don't have to go anywhere.
What's the hot new drink at Dunkin' right now?
I got the extra large coffee for $2.29.
Woo! Deal of the year.
I usually get a plain donut. Old-fashioned donut. Because it's delicious.
Like the one that has like sugar on it.
Nope. Just a plain donut. Just old-fashioned donut.
Just a stick of dough.
Just the shittiest donut they got. Just that's what I deserve. Give it to me. For my piss poor football managing. I didn't put a defense in this week in our league.
And you lost by like 3 points.
I lost by 2 points.
I was gonna text you, and then I was like, is he doing a bit?
Yeah, I'm doing a bit. I'm doing a bit where I don't do football good. Okay, bye. That was fun. Show can start now. Okay, see ya. Get out there. Good talk.
God damn, he did not like that.
He's upset about. I let him on the porch. It's like an enclosed porch, you know. I let him out there, and he's mad that he has to be inside now because it's 30 degrees out right now. So Yeah, you know,
Cats. Can't
they're
live
dumb.
with them. Can't live with them.
That's true.
Just like women.
Just like them. What?
I'm really struggling to start this show tonight, and not just like because that's kind of how we do things, but like I really don't want to do this show.
Football's depressing as fuck for Eagles fans right now.
It's the saddest week, not just because we lost to Dallas, but it was such a demoralizing loss at home to a team that doesn't even deserve like to be considered an NFL franchise.
I don't know like what's going on with like the defense or whatever, but don't be bad anymore. I mean, I know everyone's hurt. I know like the entire fucking team is like torn an ACL or whatever. But yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I hear a lot of radio call-ins talking about how, like, you know, some guys are hurt, like it's not our fault, like the front four is still being the front four. And I was like, were you guys watching since like week 1? Because we have like no sacks, we have no turnovers.
That's a problem.
And
this game and the Tennessee game and the Bucks game were horrible. They're horrible games. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. If it's not the offense, which it normally is, it's the defense. If it's not the defense, it's the offense. Like, and it's like drive to drive. Like they're switching off who's going to suck and who's. It's crazy. It's just crazy. This is bad. They're bad. They're very bad.
They're very not good. And I had to wonder, you know, year 1 DP, we were 7-9.
Yeah.
Year 2, literally everything that could possibly have gone right went right, and we won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now it's looking like this year's going to be 7-9 again.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not saying Doug Peterson is a bad coach. That's still to be determined.
Right.
But is this team good enough to be better than a 7-9, 8-8 football team? I don't know anymore.
I mean, I'm not like there yet, because like I think after a Super Bowl, like this happens to lots of teams. You know, like the Broncos, it happened to the Panthers when they lost that Super Bowl. Like,
sure.
I don't know, but I think there's definitely like a hangover or like I don't know. Something's not going on right. And I don't know if it's I don't want to say it's Peterson. If anything, I think it's probably what's
Schwartz.
Schwartzy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The offense has been pretty bad too. So
Jim Schwartz has been running that same defense out there for 10 years.
Well, he got a Super Bowl, and that's the only one he's going to get, probably.
But the defense didn't do anything in the Super Bowl.
I know. The Super Bowl is just like, there is no defense. Nobody's defense today. Yeah.
I mean, you expect that from the Patriots, but Jesus.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
People didn't tune in to watch WIP, the YouTube show.
No, that's later on. That's next Monday.
So I feel like we should move on to things that other people might care about.
Oh, sure.
Just because we struggle to keep 10 people watching as it is.
That's true.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to the week 11. I accidentally have it as week 10 here in my docs, but it's week 11 this week. There are only 13 games. I think this is the lightest week of the football season.
It's the heavy bye week, right?
Yeah, because this is like the last bye week.
Yeah, before Thanksgiving. There's no buys on Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah. Everybody plays, and then everybody plays from here on out.
Yep. The final push.
And that means that there are quite a few not. Oh wait, no, you know what? There's actually buys next week. I think the Rams are on a bye next week, so somebody else also has to be on a bye
forever.
Right? I think so, because I have Jared Goff on one of my teams and I know he's on a bye, so I had to pick up like Marcus Mariota.
Oh, right.
Just in case.
That's a good pickup.
We'll see. I believe it is. I keep talking about him on this show, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm only 5-5 in my other league where I picked him up, but I will say in that league, there are 2 teams that are 7-3.
Okay.
One team that is 6-4. One team that is like 1-9, and everybody else is 5-5.
I feel like our league is like that too, where there's like a lot of close, like no one's running away with it. Where usually it's like you and Brutal Moose are like 10-1 or some shit like that.
I'm pretty much running away with it.
What are you?
I'm 8-2, and you're in second place at 6-4.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we're both in first and second, because like I don't know, fuck that league up.
Maybe if you didn't put a fucking defense in, you'd be 7-3, and you could be. I would have been. Bit.
I looked at my league, and I was like, "Oh, we're good," and I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. I was just like, "Oh no, we're good to go." I didn't even think about it. Like, I didn't even. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Nothing works. Everything's broken. Nothing works. Fuck it. Fuck it. Duncan. 229 extra large.
How you doing in your other league with Mel? Oh, by the way,
not good.
By the way,
yeah, we got hacked.
We got hacksered by I don't think I actually still know what Mel's full name is. So
I think it's Melanie, isn't it? I don't
know. Caramel here. Mel, that's what it's short for. Apparently, we never revoked her access from the one time she helped host.
I can't believe that she could find the link, because every time I have to find the link, I have to like type in your name in Google and be like, in my email, and be like, Luke, when's the last time Luke sent me an email?
I have it bookmarked.
I don't bookmark.
This is literally the only bookmark I have.
I'm like the least bookmark person ever. I hate it. I hate them. I just bookmarks everywhere. I hate it.
Well, anyway, she hacksered us and left a little message here, which is NSFW. Said, I realized I could still show my tits. It's Mel. Say hi to these two. They're doing well. Heart, you might want to take off my tits.
I didn't read it that thoroughly, but now that I see it again, yeah, it does say that. It definitely says that.
And that's true, because you got to believe what I say on the podcast.
That's right. That's right. I'm shocked that she could remember where this document was.
Yeah, who can remember? I mean, to go to this HTML, it's quite a disaster.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh God, what are we doing?
Listener questions brought to you by LinkedIn. Build and manage your professional relationships online. LinkedIn, connecting the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. We're just moving right along.
That was a good ad read. That's the best one.
We have a question over here on the tweet box from Todd Bryanton.
Okay.
He says, I traded for Le'Veon Bell in 3 of my 4 leagues early in the season. Question, why am I this way? I think he's not alone. I didn't do that, but I know a few people who do fantasy football that did the same thing, believing they'd have Le'Veon Bell for a playoff push.
I don't know why they thought that. look. I mean, it could have gone that way, right? But like, if every bit of this feels like he just wasn't ever coming back, like I think he was just like, I don't need to play football. Like that's where he's at. I think. I don't know. It feels like that.
I feel like he was maybe going to come back, and then that one ESPN reporter theorized that if he held out, the next franchise tag would be the better franchise tag.
Right.
And like somebody else did all the heavy reading of the CBA for him. And then he was like, well, fuck it. Now I'm definitely not playing.
Yeah, there's no way.
Because his agent didn't know that.
Right.
Which
I don't know.
Blows my mind.
I don't know, man. This franchise tag thing is fucked, though. This is like a fucked situation. Like they need to get this shit straightened out. They're going to go on strike. They're going to go on strike.
Oh, they're probably going to go on strike. I mean, the CBA is not up for like another 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think 2021 or something like that. But like, man, like 2 years of franchise tagging. I don't know. I don't think that's 2 years for a running back. That's like your career. That's like your career is like 5 years long. It's crazy. Who is scratching something? Oh my God, he's scratching his bag. Hey, knock it off.
Oh man,
this is the best show we've ever done.
It is. What is this? No, don't. This Discord is like, hey, you plugged in a microphone. I was like, that, but I'm not chatting in Discord.
It does that now.
Don't you do anything, Discord. I'm using YouTube.
Don't you dare.
Now we have some nice questions over on the fantasy football podcast Discord, and that's how I noticed. We have a question here from KJ Sandwich, who rightfully did not listen to our advice in going with Andrew Luck over Big Ben.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. As soon as I saw the stat line for him, I was like, ooh, we told KJ Sandwich not to.
But Andrew Luck didn't have a bad game. He just didn't have the same kind of output Ben Roethlisberger did.
To my defense, though, I will say that after we did say that, I said, hey, but he could also pull a 4-touchdown game out of his ass. He didn't pull a 4-touchdown game out of his ass. He pulled a 5-touchdown game.
Oh, man. Who guessed that was going to happen?
Not me, because I didn't start him.
Wow, yeah. If you did, you may have won without a defense.
I might have. I had Aaron Rodgers, so that didn't
go so great.
That wasn't.
Well, anyway, KJ wants to know who's my flex runner this week: Tevin Coleman or Marlon Mack.
I go with Tevin Coleman.
I do go with Tevin Coleman as well in this situation. Marlon Mack, I like the matchup Indianapolis has, but they've been definitely leaning heavily on Mr. Luck, and he's had some fantastic games this year, like 4 in a row where he's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
But Tevin Coleman at home has been strong, and they're playing Dallas, whose defense looked great against the Eagles.
For whatever reason, yeah.
But they are susceptible to the running game that Atlanta has.
Yeah. Tevin Coleman's like a little speedier. He's like a little more versatile. Like he'll catch some balls too. So I don't think Dallas can like keep up with that.
Yeah. Their defense Tevin Coleman compared to like what the Eagles have at running back is like Le'Veon Bell.
Franchise tag him 2 years in a row.
Yeah, but I mean, Tevin Coleman is fine. But just comparatively, like Tevin Coleman versus Josh Adams, Corey Clement, and Wendell Smallwood. Like I would take Tevin Coleman every single day. I'd take
like half of Tevin Coleman. Like Tevin Coleman's legs with like a satyr, like a goat, like a devil situation. I would take that. That would be cool though. Intimidating.
Yeah, that would be. So there's your answer there, KJ Sandwich. So just do the opposite.
Yeah, do whatever we say is not.
Jads of all trades writes in, I heard that Philadelphia is going after Machado. I didn't know the Eagles needed a kicker with the this guy emoji.
The thinky guy.
I mean, Machado was an early rumor.
Yeah, now we're on to
Harper.
Harper, that's it.
But even our GM Matt Klentak during the playoffs when all this Machado stuff was going on, kind of eased off the Machado. Yeah, he went from going like, "Yeah, we're going hard after him," to kind of we're evaluating everybody and nobody is off the table, and it's like,
may have shown your cards a little too early there.
That's fine. I would be fine if we just got Harper. Like, I don't think we need Machado, and I definitely don't want a guy that everybody shits on Chase Utley for playing hard and like hurting guys.
Yeah.
But he didn't like do the things Machado did.
Yeah, Machado is like, yeah, that guy. Did he do the ankles thing?
Did he steps on guys' ankles as he's going across the base.
That's rough, man.
That's not cool, bro.
That's like old, like 1930s baseball. That's before cameras could like see anything, so they were like, whatever.
That's when baseball spikes were just shoes you pounded nails into.
Yeah, through the other side.
Other side. All right, Mel writes in with a question, which I guess she could have answered herself on the doc.
She has the document. What is she doing?
She writes in saying, I need a flex. Latavius Murray at Chicago.
Okay.
Or Demaryius Thomas at Washington.
That's Houston?
That's Houston.
Well, I don't want to give away one of my picks today.
Uh-oh.
I'm not picking him because I think Demaryius Thomas is going to do anything. Latavius Murray. I don't like either of those. I'd go with Murray.
I'm just as conflicted here because Washington's defense at home has been really good.
Yeah.
Chicago defense has been a little lax, but still fairly strong against the run.
Yeah.
And they're home.
Right.
But in this case, I would pick Thomas at Washington simply because of the favorable cornerback matchup. Like, I feel Norman isn't going to be shading Thomas.
Right. He's going to be on what's his name?
Hopkins,
yeah.
Not that I think he's going to stop Hopkins. I think Hopkins is going to do just fine. Hopkins always does just fine. He's ridiculous.
Right.
But
I
think this Minnesota game is going to get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, plus, like, what was I going to say? Fuck. Dalvin Cook has been like kind of better.
Yep. And he's the better receiving option.
Yeah. Like, Murray's not going to catch the ball ever. Yeah, all right. I'll go with Luke on that one. I'll go with Demaryius Thomas.
Yes. Conversion.
You swung me.
Swing vote.
Swing vote. I was confused by the ballot. Can I vote again?
Just change your hat.
That's how it works. That's how you vote.
Works.
Hello, I'd like to vote. It's my first time. Fake mustache.
Is that bear baiting?
Bear baiting. England.
Everybody go watch Mystery Team.
I love that part. England.
That's so good. Shamstron writes in, what do you make of the Eagles' backfield, and is anyone worth starting in PPR formats?
Nope. Yeah, man, it's bad. There's times when Josh Adams like looks good, and I'm like, okay, cool. Adams, cool.
Yeah, but he's also not good in PPR,
Right,
so...
but he's not right. Fantasy wise, like
we're at this point in the season, and I'll spoil a little bit of the next segment. In that I do have a recommendation of picking up Josh Adams off the waiver wire.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's simply because we're at a point in the season now where your team is desperate.
Yeah, you got to pick somebody.
For depth. And the waiver wire has basically been picked clean of most other options.
We're like a skeleton on a crucifix, just like this. Like the vultures are like picking at like just the bugs crawling through the rib cage right now. Like that's where we're at on your fucking waiver wire.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some eye juice in there a little bit. Maybe
eye juice.
Just a
so to answer that question, none of them have any value in my opinion in PPR.
Not in PPR. Not really in any fantasy sense, honestly.
Yeah, and unless like you're just like you had Le'Veon Bell and who else is even like major league hurt? Like at running back. There haven't been too many devastating running back injuries. You know,
maybe you picked up Jim Brown and you were like, "Oh, Jim Brown retired in 1967." Was that the year he retired?
Sure. I think that's when he started his movie career. He started being in all those westerns.
Oh God, 1966. Fuck, I was close.
You were close.
I knew it was like right around the not super, like right when the Super Bowl started. So
right when civil rights were enacted.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That guy ruled. Yeah, so I would say stay away from them unless you're desperate, which we'll cover in a coming segment here.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you everybody for writing in. We got no emails. We're very down on emails this year, but it's fine. We have the Discord.
That's why we should promote that more. Push the Discord.
Get some add-ons. Make sure people are buying the protection plans. But those were the listener questions brought to you by LinkedIn. With LinkedIn, you can build and manage your professional relationships online. LinkedIn connecting the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. But of course, you can't have a productive and successful fantasy football team without the Monster Game of the Week.
Finally, we can drink
to you
Monster.
By Monster Ultra, 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra refreshment. Oh, there, man, that sound is so nice.
It's
Monster.
Beautiful.
Tonight we're drinking Ultra Red.
Oh, you're going with Ultra Red tonight?
You know, they keep changing the can.
Yeah, it's different.
Used to be all red.
Yeah.
Now they got a silver top.
It's confusing when you go to buy it. You're just so used to seeing the red, and you're like, "Oh, what's this one?" And you have to read. Fuck that.
I don't have to read. It's still a red can.
Yeah, but like it could be like Monster Ultra Red, like diet or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't want that.
Fair. Oh, you know what? I think I skipped some questions. We got a couple questions in the chat, and they disappeared so fast because everybody's talking about fucking cheese.
Oh, what? I want cheese.
Eduardo Ruiz. All right, so pretend we're back in the LinkedIn listener question section.
We did. We skipped over. Okay.
Hey, is Adrian Peterson still good? Yes.
Yeah, he somehow is. I don't know how.
Somehow he didn't have a great week last week, but he has been a strong RB2.
Yeah,
pretty much all year. And then Janwich, how do players usually fare when they play on Thanksgiving?
It's like a Thursday night game. It's the same principle. Like it could go any old crazy ass thing can happen.
It's true. Some games get really bananas and other games are very hard to watch, but you never know which Thursday game it's going to be because now there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. I think that the craziest one was that snowy Dallas and Miami Dolphins Thanksgiving game, right? When like that weird kick happened and then the guy touched the kick and then it was like a touchdown because the other guy just grabbed it or whatever. I don't even really remember. Like, I just remember it was crazy. Yeah, Thursday, any football game on a Thursday is cursed. It's just a cursed day. You should not be playing football on a Thursday. Not professionally.
It's true. And there's 3 games this week, so you got to be careful. The Lions.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, and who's the big?
It's like a weird team. It's like a weird matchup.
I can't even remember. One year it was like the Eagles in San Francisco, and I was like, "Who the fuck?"
Eagles and Cardinals was what it was. Remember that
game? Yeah, it's wackadoodie.
Wackadoodie.
Who is the Thanksgiving
Bears and Lions
football?
Cowboys and Washington.
Falcons Saints is the 8:00 game. Boy. So here's what you can count on. You can count on the Bears and Lions being boring as fuck.
The Bears are going to destroy the Lions.
You can count on the Washington football team and the Cowboys being a grinder.
And
you can count on the Saints and Falcons leading to the Saints putting up like 65 points.
It's going to be like 107-3.
Like the Falcons' pass defense has went from, hey, we can kind of keep people hanging in games to I don't fucking know.
Oh my god, that game! What the Browns beat them? I watched a lot of that, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
sure. Yeah, this year now.
That's the way it's going.
Yep. Why not?
Greg Williams already has as many wins as Hugh Jackson.
Oh man.
And now it's time once again to return to our Monster Game of the Week, brought to you by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra refreshment Monster. Boom. And in spite of my better judgment, in spite of how I feel about Sunday night's game, there really was only one choice this week.
Yeah.
And that was Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz, who looks like he's still playing for the 2017 Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. 14 catches, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's insane.
Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh, but he got those yards in garbage time. It's like, no, he had 14 catches.
That's insane. That's insane.
For a tight end.
That's insane. I'm just going to keep saying it. It's insane. For a tight end. That's like high school stats, and like your tight end is like a 6'5" Promethean man child. Like that's just like those stats are for like just out of this world players who just like transcend like teams they're on. That's a crazy stat for a tight end. That's crazy. It's 145 yards.
Yeah, it's wild. And to me, I mean, I was really upset about the game, but listening to and watching Monday Night Football, the best part was having to listen to Jason Witten.
Oh, God.
Be so sad that his record is probably going to be broken by Zach Ertz. So I can take some comfort in that.
Oh, well, sorry, Jason Witten.
And that he's going to get more catches and more yards and destroy Jason Witten's like season tight end record.
Well, then do we get to start sucking Zach Ertz's dick? Like, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's just going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like with Jason Witten. Like, Jason Witten's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Why?
Jason Witten will be in the Hall of Fame because he played for 800 years.
But why? He didn't win shit.
Yeah, but he's got the stats.
That's what I mean, though. If Ertz starts breaking these stats...
Oh, well, Ertz is having a really good career. He's got to keep doing it.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
He's got to keep going. You know, he's no Gronk. I think Gronk's career might be over.
Yeah. I think I don't know. God, how sweet would that be? Oh, if they all just stopped. Oh, I just jizzed.
I like Gronk, though. I like him as a personality.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
So I actually kind of hope that his football career ends so he can transition into
whatever it is.
Hopefully being on like Fox NFL Countdown.
They should get him just to be on one of these terrible play-by-play teams or whatever. Like, just get him to just be like the guy who just says stupid shit. Fuck, dude. The other week, NFL Network had like 5 people in the booth for London.
Jesus, that was awful.
And I think they told Michael Irvin to not talk because he didn't say but 3 things the whole game, which is like amazing for Michael Irvin.
Yeah, that game was it was Rich Eisen, Steve Mariucci, Kurt Warner, Michael Irvin, and who was the fucking other guy?
It might have been just them, but I feel like there was another guy.
All of them were talking constantly throughout the whole game, and I was like, this is too many guys in the booth.
You can't have even 3. That's why they don't do 3 anymore. Except for Monday Night Football, where they kind of do 3 because that Booger McFarlane is like on the sideline. Just invite the guy up to the booth.
No, man, Booger's got to be on the field.
Why can't he be in the booth? It's cold on the field. Let the guy in the booth.
I hate Monday Night Football's team.
I hate the regular guy, the guy who used to do college,
Vinny Tessitore.
That dude is like super excited about everything. It's everything is like the greatest catch of all time.
You know, I read like the ESPN profile of him because, of course, they did a profile of him. Sure. And like the dude thinks he's like Dean Martin, right? Well, like he lives like that, right? In like California, though, he's like, oh, you know, he drinks like tequila, like straight out the glass, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, oh, maybe this guy's not so bad. And then I watch like Monday Night Football. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, he's a nerd.
Look, he's better than Gruden.
Yeah.
You know, but since Mike Tirico left, it's all been downhill.
Mike Tirico is so good.
But listen, I like Booger.
I do too.
I think he's got some real great insights.
Yeah, I like him too.
He is everything that Tony Siragusa wishes he was.
Yeah, Tony Siragusa. Remember that shit? When
I'm down here in the end zone, fat.
I'm just a dummy from the dummy times. I don't know nothing about nothing. That's
Remember how his helmet never fit?
Yeah, it was always like up in his fucking face like this.
It's like when you try to jam your thumb in like a bottle cap.
Oh yeah, like the water bottle, the plastic cap. Yeah.
So Zach Ertz, he had our monster game of the week, which was brought to you by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra refreshment. Boom. Sponsorships all day long.
I like this next one.
Do you like this next one? It was time to bid adieu to our previous sponsor, as this week, Fantastic Beasts 2, The Crimes of Grindelwald comes out, which, by the way, being reviewed terribly.
I would imagine.
I did not expect it.
It looks like The Hobbit. It looks exactly like Harry Potter's Hobbit.
But here it's awful, so hooray for them. But today, we have a new sponsor. And the Waiver Wire Watch is now brought to you by Happy Death Day to You. This February, death makes a comeback, and so can you with the potential these players might bring to your fantasy football team.
Nice.
Happy Death Day to You in theaters February 14th.
That's Valentine's Day.
That is Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
It's good.
I haven't.
And I was hesitant about this sequel. I was like, there's no way they can recapture the magic. And then I saw the trailer ahead of Halloween, and I was sold immediately.
That's good.
I was like, wow, they're running with it, and they're like, instead of trying to be like quirky, they're just like crank it all the way up.
Next level, baby. That's how you gotta do it. Just fuck it. Nothing matters. So, we're all gonna be dead soon.
I'm very excited for it. Hopefully, the world still exists on Valentine's Day.
Hopefully, I don't know.
Hopefully, the person in charge of this country doesn't continue to provoke violence against people because,
of reasons. Our reasons.
This has not been a good week, so I'm going to keep this show rolling along.
Let's go. Who's the first one?
Let's try to bring some happiness to people's lives today.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's not going to be in mine.
Nope.
Here's an interesting pick, and I'm assuming people who have been paying attention to fantasy football leagues have seen this name crop up all of a sudden this week out of nowhere. Because during the bye week, apparently Joe Flacco got hurt.
Okay.
Joe Flacco might miss a game.
Oh, boy.
And that means that the 87% of you out there looking for a potential fill-in quarterback this week might be interested in Lamar Jackson.
That's a roll of the dice, but like, hey, man, whatever. If you had Joe Flacco, I mean, like, what's worse than that?
They're playing the Bengals this week. We haven't seen a lot of Lamar Jackson on the field, so we really don't know what he's like as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But we know he's got the legs.
He just isn't for like wildcat plays or like random whatever trick plays.
Yeah. I have him in Madden and he's beastly.
Yeah.
He's really beastly in Madden, so I like him a lot. But they're playing the Bengals, and the Bengals have played 9 games. They're on a bye 2 weeks ago, so and in 8 of those 9 games, in ESPN standard PPR, they've given up minimum 19 points to opposing quarterbacks.
That's terrible. Their defense is bad.
Minimum 19. And I say minimum 19 because there was 2 guys with 19 and everybody else had over 20. So, there was only one game where they held the quarterback to less than 19 points, and that was Ryan Tannehill back in like week 3. He had like 7 points.
Ryan Tannehill.
So it's interesting, that if Flacco doesn't play, I think, if you're in for a little gamble this week, if you feel like if you're like losing and you need a spark, or if you're winning and you can try a little screw around.
Yeah, screw around with someone else's wife. I mean, quarterback.
I like this play.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with it. Fuck it.
I mean, you can't lose.
Right.
I mean, you can lose, but you can't lose.
They're not gonna like sue you for picking him. So just do it already.
Elsewhere in quarterback, this is the most painful.
Let's just skip this one.
Quarterback recommendation I've got to make. Josh, just cover your ears.
I kind of disagree.
Oh, no. What did they say? They say hold your nose and pick him anyway.
Yeah,
because he's our candidate.
No.
This is owned in only 35% of ESPN leagues. And remember, there's only 13 games this week, so you might be in need of a quarterback. He has 9 TDs in his last 4 games, both passing and rushing. Since Amari Cooper has come to the team, he's played even better.
Sure.
Atlanta's defense is terrible.
Yeah, that's a good pickup for that. Yeah.
So maybe you want to get Dak Prescott. Okay, now in running backs.
Next one.
Only owned in 14% of leagues, and this is for good reason. He's only owned in 14% of leagues. It's because the Eagles' running game is trash.
Yeah,
but
it's bad.
Josh Adams,
when
given the ball, has shown a propensity to make plays on the field and eat up some yardage. Now, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but both Mike Groh and Doug Peterson say they want to get Adams featured. He's going to be the lead horse.
Sure.
I believe the plays on the field last week broke down to like 21, 18, 18 between the 3 running backs who was on the field. So if that, adjusts to give Adams a little bit more carries, I'm good with that.
I'm fine with that also. He looks good. It's just Smallwood is terrible, and Corey Clement has played like shit. At least he hasn't played like he did last year, which is like crazy to me, but whatever. I don't know.
I don't know why. You can't explain it.
Right, I don't know.
We don't have a true running back, so when Corey Clement comes in, it's not in those special packages anymore. It's like Corey Clement is in because he's who we have.
He's the guy in there. Yeah.
Succeed. He's just put in a place.
Yeah, that might be it. Oh, God.
But anyway, he's only owned in 14% of leagues. There's not a lot of running backs left out there.
No. like always
season. So even if you don't play him this week, I think it's a bad matchup this week for Josh Adams against New Orleans. I think the whole Eagles team is a bad matchup this week against.
I'm not looking forward to it.
It has all the makings of a reverse trap game, though.
It does, though. The reverse trap.
The reverse trap. Anyway. If you need a running back, he's one person to look at. Another person to look at, and this person's value is directly correlated to the health of the person ahead of him. But Rashad Penny is only on 27% of ESPN leagues. And when he's played because Chris Carson has been hurt, he's been great.
Yeah, I saw him. I watch Red Zone pretty much predominantly now, and I saw him like running, and I guess he scored a couple of times, maybe once or twice. I don't remember, but he looked good. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think he had like 12 carries for like 100 yards.
Yeah, that's really good.
Only owning 27% of leagues. If you have Chris Carson, you definitely need him. Somebody else probably already got Mike Davis.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if he's just a person that you have for depth on your bench, he's a running back that has playmaking potential in emergency situations.
Yeah, it's not a bad pickup if you need him.
Over in wide receiver town, it's not like the Rams need any help.
Nope.
Offense is juggernautish. But
for this year,
season.
What? Oh, he's done? He's out?
He's done. ACL out. See ya. He's 1 year later. So that means the fourth man on the depth chart, whose name is Josh Reynolds, now fills in to that slot position. And he filled in for Kupp for 2 weeks previously. He didn't get a lot of targets.
Okay.
But with the catches that he did get, he scored 2 touchdowns. Didn't put up a lot of yards.
Right.
Touchdowns. And that's the big point maker. So if you had Kupp, Reynolds is an easy add. He's only owned in 14% of leagues. He's an easy replacement. Even if you didn't have Kupp, this guy, and I'm seeing this everywhere, in doing my weekly, what the fuck do I preparation?
Prep work.
Everyone has Josh Reynolds as the #1 pickup of the week.
There you go. That means he's gonna suck.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of people are gonna be looking at this guy because he's available. That's the other thing that leads into that. Like, this guy's the #1 pickup because 85% of leagues don't even have him on a team.
Right.
So
just the numbers game, right? Is like that's why he's there
for sure. But he's got on that offense. There's plenty to go around. In 33% of leagues, Anthony Miller is owned. So that means in 67.
You got it.
% of leagues, you could get him.
Who's Anthony Miller?
Oh, he is the #2 wide receiver on the Chicago Bears.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a rookie, and I had high hopes for him. I had him on a team to start the year, but he didn't do much at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And a lot of people dropped him. Now he's available at a time when he is getting targets, getting catches, being a part of the offense. He's very involved. I believe he has over the last 3 games, something like 13 to 15 catches. And
wow.
As we said earlier in the year, when we were talking about Trubisky as a free agent pickup, Bears are now a pass first offense.
Crazy, man. Mitch Trubisky.
And I think you could do a lot worse than adding Anthony Miller in a wide receiver position. Again, it's another position, especially if you're in a 12-team league that has a flex.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, you need depth. I think I think this is a great ad. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend him. That's why he's on the list for the waiver wire picks.
There you go. Brought to you by Monster.
No, happy Death Day to you.
Sorry. Brought to you by Dairy Queen.
Now, here's 2 guys and the tight end position that you're going to be looking at me like, what? In Tennessee, Mr. Jonnu Smith.
Sure, why not?
He's only owned in 1.4% of ESPN leagues.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So 98% chance you're going to be able to pick this guy up. Doesn't have a lot of targets, but he's scored in his last 2 games. Since Mariota's come on, he's become a red zone target. Tight end is another position that is fairly slim if you're not having those top 3 guys. There's bye weeks. Jonnu Smith has a chance to get you a couple points. He's not going to be a Gronkian guy that wins you a week.
He's a fill-in, but hopefully a good fill-in. You're rolling the dice on him, but
I would say he is this week's Chris Herndon.
Oh my goodness, Chris Herndon. Chris Herndon.
That's high praise.
If I could only be someone's Chris Herndon for a week.
Now, here's another guy we're looking at.
Yeah.
Ricky Seals-Jones.
That's a name we talked about earlier in the season.
It is. And then he kind of farted out, just like the rest of the Arizona Cardinals. But Ricky Seals-Jones is only owned in 18% of ESPN leagues. And over the last 2 weeks has put up some very nice numbers with the new offensive coordinator.
There you go, which is Byron Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich loves tight end routes, baby.
Just like he did when he played.
Look, temper your expectations.
Yeah.
It's still Arizona.
But they're playing the Raiders.
And
the Raiders are bad.
The Raiders are very bad.
It's an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Who's gonna suck more?
Yeah, this game is like
it's gonna be the Raiders.
It's like like all talent just got sucked right out of the universe for this game.
It's gonna be the Raiders. It's the black hole is real, and it's these 2 teams playing each other.
Yes, I love it. But again, you can't go wrong with guys with 3 names.
Yeah, they're always good. Unless they're serial killers, in which case they're bad.
And the jury's still out on Ricky Seals-Jones.
We don't know if he was the Zodiac killer or not.
You can't. I've never seen him not kill somebody.
It's true. Can't prove that he hasn't killed someone.
So that was this week's Waiver Wire Watch, brought to you by Happy Death Day to you. This February, Death makes a comeback from the studio that brought you Get Out, and the remake of Halloween comes Happy Death Day to you in theaters February 14th.
Are you seeing this shit?
I'm seeing it.
Look at this cat. What are you doing?
This guy's in for it all.
This is the other one. Now he's gotta be like, well, I can do that too. And he's got his fucking tongue hanging out. Well, he did. Whatever. Fuck him. I love you.
The old Red Rocket.
Redheads, man.
You guys. Fuck you guys.
We're all weirdos.
Oh, man. Now it's time for Josh's second favorite part of the show.
Yes.
The Dairy Queen Daily Fantasy Picks. Right now, you can enjoy a blended Snickerdoodle Cookie Dough Blizzard for a limited time at Dairy Queen. Please check your local menu to see if it's available at a participating location.
Nice.
So here's the thing about Daily Fantasy Picks.
They're crazy.
They're crazy because I have not had good luck the last couple weeks.
I have.
And Josh has. And I feel like shit about it.
Well, just look at it this way. I won.
It's true.
Did anyone beat me?
No.
Yes. Fuck yes.
No, you won big time. But we'll get there.
Not as big as last week, but still pretty big.
We'll get there. So this week's Daily Fantasy picks and the quarterback position. Denver is coming to Los Angeles to play the Chargers.
That's so confusing still.
And Philip Rivers only cost 6,000.
Yeah, that's really cheap. That's super cheap.
I believe that as long as the air quality is good, which it won't be.
Nope.
Denver has a chance, but since Denver is going to be playing in even worse oxygen levels than they're used to, I think the Chargers have a very nice game. I think Phil Rivers puts up some good points for 6,000.
Are we rooting for Philip Rivers to win a Super Bowl?
I think Phil Rivers is going to win an MVP this year.
You think? Oh God, that would be sweet though.
Oh, Todd Gurley will be the MVP.
Yeah, Todd freaking Gurley, of course.
You can only have one MVP. I don't care that this league does two of them.
Wait, do they do?
Oh no, I'm thinking of offensive player. They do two.
Yeah, offense. They do that. Yeah,
they only do one
MVP for both defense and offense. Right?
Yes.
Does that make sense? It made sense.
That makes sense. Okay. I also like at home against Minnesota, Mitchell Trubisky for 5,700.
That's so cheap. Again, for how he's been playing, I don't understand.
For how he's been playing, yes. I would never have believed in my life that Mitch Trubisky would cost 5,700 in fantasy streaming.
Right.
Based on how he played last year.
Right, but now?
Now, yeah. I like him a lot. He's rushing for touchdowns. He's throwing for touchdowns.
He's doing all kinds of crazy shit. He's being crazy.
Now, what I want to say about this next guy.
This is what I want to say too, probably.
I want to hear what you had to say about it first. So we're picking Deshaun Watson here for 5,700.
Deshaun Watson, 5,700. Very cheap. He's playing Washington football team. They're crazy weird. They're a crazy weird team that I think is playing like or has played above their level. He'll be at Washington, right? But he's I don't know. I just like it. I feel it. I feel like he's gonna put up. I don't know. I think he's gonna do some stuff. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know. I also hate Washington.
Yes, I dislike Washington. And their defense has been playing really great, and they're you got to think that Houston's 6 in a row is going to end at some point. But what if it doesn't?
I think that Washington is so weird. They won against who did they play last week? Tampa?
Yeah.
And like Tampa did not want to win. They were just like, I don't want to win. It was awful. It was an awful game.
Washington could not score.
Nobody could do anything. But more importantly, Tampa was just like, fuck it. Like, just score. Anyway, I don't know. I feel it. I feel it in my heart.
Yeah,
I feel it right here.
I like him. I like them to get to 7 wins. I like Washington to lose this week.
Yes.
I think Houston is a better team. And I think that's why we picked him.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, even though he's only 200 fake dollars cheaper, Marcus Mariota for 5,500, I think has a very nice week this week. He's been playing great.
Yeah.
I think that continues. I think he's finally back in his groove. And, Vrabel seems to have a really good handle on how that offense should run.
Yeah.
And it runs through Mariota.
Yeah, for good or worse, he's going to be doing stuff. So, like, I don't know. If you're going to pick anybody up from the Titans, it's going to be him because he's either the only one doing anything or he's giving it to people who are doing other things, right? So no matter what, Mariota's going to be the only points you're getting from that team, really. I mean, maybe Derrick Henry played a little bit better, but I don't know.
He's still kind of trash.
Yeah, he's not that great.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this one.
You like these running back choices?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would like these running back choices.
Yeah, I do.
At running back, and I'm sure Mr. KJ Sandwich is going to love these picks too.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones for 5,700, which blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
He's relatively cheap, but also, he has had a couple flubby games, but I like him against Seattle this week.
Yeah.
for 5,700 for sure. I think he really opens up the passing game for Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Not the children's show host.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead. Yes. He can't throw a football anymore because of that reason.
Likewise, Denver is playing Los Angeles, as we discussed already.
Yeah.
Los does not have the world's greatest defense, and that's why I think Phil Lindsay at 5,200 is a very nice decision.
Very cheap, affordable as fuck.
Affordable, passing game, PPR. Like, the dude puts up yardage. I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted him earlier in the year instead of Royce Freeman, but you can't go back.
Who knew?
It's not lost. Nobody's going back to the island.
You don't have the almanac from Back to the Future 2.
True, I don't.
If we did, we would be loaded. Wait, no, we wouldn't, because that ended in 3 years ago. It'd be worthless now. Shit.
And returning again at 4,700.
I like this one a lot, and I almost picked him.
Mark Ingram Part 2.
Yeah.
The Eagles can't stop this guy.
Yeah, we're fucked.
There's literally no way.
What am I going to do on Sunday instead of watch the Eagles? Clean my bathroom, maybe?
Watch it in the hopes that it really is the reverse trap, but I just I can't see the Eagles stopping Mark Ingram. I don't think they stop Kamara either. But
I don't think they stop anybody.
Kamara's like 7,000. I think that's just too much to invest in a guy.
Yeah. Who's splitting time.
For sure. And if you want to be a real cheap ass, Josh Adams is only 3,300.
And I love being a cheap ass.
Do I think Josh Adams really does anything amazing? No. But does maybe get one red zone carry and maybe score?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that happens.
That probably happens.
For 30
in the fourth quarter.
And 6 points and 15 yards, that to me is a good breakdown.
Yeah.
All right, wide receivers. This is just a cluster of guys that
damn, dude. You picked this so I don't look at these, but when I pick mine, and I picked 3 of the 4 people you put on here.
You did?
I picked 3. Yeah. I picked out of QB, running back, and wide receiver. I picked one of these guys. We're thinking alike right now.
I don't have Tariq Cohen on this list.
Oh wait, sorry. Who did? Oh, I was going to pick.
Spoiling Josh's picks, but you did do that. Okay, so in wide receiver, Brandon Cooks for 7,400. This game's going to be shootout town.
Yeah, this is a crazy game.
I think Brandon Cooks really blows the top out of this one. He's been relatively quiet.
Yeah, unless he gets concussed and can't play the game like in the Super Bowl.
Sure, but I especially with Kupp out, I think Cooks has a real good game.
Kupp and Cooks, like a cop show.
The thing about the Eagles is that they're very average, right? That's what you are when you're 5-5. You're average.
Right.
But since coming back from shoulder surgery, and since Carson Wentz has finally reacclimated himself to playing football, Alshon Jeffrey has been playing tremendous football.
Yeah, he's great.
And it's basically Jeffrey and Ertz. That's the offense.
Jeffrey Ertz and Carson Wentz throwing to them.
And that's it. So for 6,300, I think Jeffrey is a great pick. He's going to get targeted. He's going to get catches. They're going to be playing catch up. And the Saints defense, while I believe the Saints win, this defense is not great, and they're susceptible to passing.
Are you seeing this shit right now?
Yeah.
Look at these cats, man. This is insane. What? What do you want? All right.
You having a good time?
Yeah, it's great. This is the best.
Surprising pick here, Jacksonville Jaguars, Dante Moncrief. I believe, if I'm recollecting why I picked him for this, over the last 3 games, he's got something like 20 plus targets. And so he's been the wide receiver of choice for Mr. Blake Bortles.
Somebody's got to catch it.
Somebody's got to catch it. And at 4,900,
ooh, that's cheap as fuck.
For a wide receiver,
ooh,
that's a gamble I'm willing to take.
Yeah, that's not even a gamble. That's just a smart play.
Yeah. And just like the Cincinnati Bengals without AJ Green, at 4,400, I love John Ross.
Yeah, without AJ Green, ooh, that's like ooh, it's so good.
You know, Tyler Boyd has been tremendous, but John Ross, you know, the Cincinnati offense they're going to have to pass because
they can't.
They're not going to do great. And I think John Ross at 4,400, the big play potential overcomes the lack of receptions he'll get.
I like John Ross when he was drafted. I was like, oh, that guy. I like that guy. I watched him a little bit play in college, not live, but on games. I liked him. I was like, oh, this guy's good. Like I don't know. I just liked him.
Yeah, a lot of people were high on him, and he's been hurt. He's kind of disappointed, but he's healthy.
Yeah,
today. So I like him. Let's talk about tight ends. Let's talk about the only tight end worth investing your money in.
Yep.
His name is Zach Ertz.
And even he's like 6,600, which is like, yeah, like sure.
I cannot believe he's that cheap. Zach Ertz is 6,600. If you go to DraftKings, I can't remember his name.
Kelsey?
No. Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is still 7,000.
Maybe he'll run out of the tunnel and suplex Andre the Giant. I don't know, man.
So think about that. Zach Ertz costs less than a guy who's not going to see the field this season.
And Zach Ertz is like definitely making the Pro Bowl this year. Like definitely.
Yeah. So for 6,600, you can count on 8 to 10 catches minimum.
Yeah.
80 to 100 yards minimum.
Yeah.
Definitely probably going to get a touchdown.
Probably a touchdown.
So for 6,600, that value is already recouped.
Right. That's like a second wide receiver.
Yeah.
Pick him and John Ross, and like you're good.
You're good. Following that, considering how great a game Zach Ertz had against the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Austin Hooper, who blew the fuck up last week.
Hanging with Mr. Hooper.
For 4,500, I think he has a very nice game against the Dallas team for Atlanta this week.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
And then we got two cheap guys here. Trey Burton for 3,800.
He went down a lot.
He went down quite a bit. I'm not sure why exactly, because he's been playing very well this season.
Nobody knows how DraftKings works.
Even DraftKings doesn't know how it works.
DraftKings is just like, I don't know. Everyone's cheap this week. Who knows? There's a sale.
And then for 2,900, Ricky Seals-Jones. Why the fuck not?
Fuck it.
Right?
Yeah.
Why the fuck not?
Why not?
Defenses, Washington at home against Houston. I know I want Houston to win. I think Deshaun Watson has a very good game.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense has not been bad. So, at 2,700, they're pretty good. Arizona's playing Oakland. They gave up like 65 sacks last week. So they're one of the more expensive defenses this week. I think this is the first time Arizona's been over 2,500 this season. But for 3,100, with the cost-benefit ratio there, seems very good.
We did a cost-benefit ratio analysis, and that 65 sacks that Oakland gave up really put them over the top.
So those have been the Dairy Queen Daily Fantasy Picks. Don't forget, right now you can enjoy a Snickerdoodle cookie dough blizzard for a limited time at participating locations.
Yummy.
Now that we've given you some ammunition and some picks for the Daily Fantasy Challenge, it's time for us to go over last week's Fantasy Football Challenge points winner.
Yeah.
Guys, and then give you our picks for the upcoming week. So let's talk about Josh's team last week. Josh, you beat the shit out of us.
Sorry, but you deserved it.
Yeah, we had this one coming. Mitch Trubisky blew up for 36. Aaron Jones dropped a 30 deuce on us.
That's too good. That's too good right there. It's 50 something points.
Ridley gave us 7 points, but It wasn't exactly what I expected from him either.
Yeah.
He gave you 7 points. And interestingly enough, Dallas Goedert didn't see a single point last week.
He didn't do anything.
Zach Ertz just shoved him to the ground and stole all his catches.
He pantsed him and was like,
14 catches. He's like, where's Dallas Goedert? I'm just going to stand in front of him all night.
Yeah.
But even with Dallas Goedert putting up 0 points, you put up a monstrous 75.2 total points.
Suck my wiener.
Huge week. I went with Nick Mullins.
Future Hall of Famer Nick Mullins.
Great pick, but it was good enough for the value. For what I paid for him, I was still relatively happy.
Yeah.
With 10.1 points. Mark Ingram had a fantastic game.
I texted you and I was like, Mark Ingram did a thing.
Yeah. I got that text and I was like, oh, did he now?
I was watching the Red Zone and I was like, Mark Ingram again? Luke was right.
Sometimes. Hey, look, when you're picking 4 guys, one of them is going to be good.
You look smart.
I look less smart with the Marquez Valdes-Scantling pick.
That was a good pick.
He had 10.4 points. It was a little bit disappointing for what I expected, and I think it's a little bit disappointing for what a lot of people expected out of that week.
That was a weird game.
But yeah, that was not a great game for him, but he put up 10.4. And Jack Doyle, let me tell you something about Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle only put up 6.6 points.
Yeah, but
he was on the field twice as much as Eric Ebron.
Eric Ebron scored 3 touchdowns.
He was on the field twice as much as Eric Ebron.
Eric Ebron was like, "Oh shit! You mean if we do good in this game, like
he had a rushing touchdown, Joe?
They'll pay us more."
Eric Ebron had a rushing touchdown,
a hat trick. He had a fucking hat trick, dude.
Yeah, but Jack Doyle put up 6.6, and
that's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
Jack Doyle is the tight end du jour out there.
Yeah.
Still going to get more targets, more play. I don't think anybody expected that out of Eric Ebron. I only put up 52.3 points. That means I lost.
Yay.
Josh moves to 4-6.
Coming back.
6-4. Josh has won 2 in a row. I'm very worried now. So very quickly turning into the fantasy football podcast version of the Eagles. I'm happy about it. So let's talk about listener teams from last week. KJ Sandwich, Pat Mahomes, Nick Chubb.
Oof.
Nick Chubb.
That's so good.
Had a day. So Pat
92-yard run. That'll do it.
John Ross and Ben Watson. Oh, I think I forgot to give him Ben Watson's points, which were 1.1. So that means he ended up with 72.4. Points, just under the Josh Henderson Zoza line. Yeah, you like that? Brooke, Pat Mahomes, Jordan Howard, Traquan Smith, and Ben Watson, 25.4 total points. TJ, Phil Rivers, Kareem Hunt, Justin Hardy. I had to
look him up.
Go to the FBI to find out who Justin Hardy was, and James O'Shaughnessy.
It says here that Justin Hardy voted in the 1922 election. He's a vampire.
TJ put up 37.9 points. Jads with the Green Bay Packers, 31.2 points. Jamal Williams gave him a whopping 0.3.
That's an unbelievable number. Literally.
Aaron Jones put up the rest of those points.
I don't know how you get 0.3. That's how unbelievable it is.
Had 1 carry for 3 yards.
There you go. Is that 1.3? No, it's carry. It's not a catch. Sorry.
Yeah. Great field. Alex Smith, Adrian Peterson, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and Austin Hooper. 53.6 points. That was a great roster.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a troublesome one for you. Shams, Tom Brady, Deion Lewis, Josh Gordon, and Ben Watson, 33.8.
Tom Brady. Ooh, boy, what a game.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
When offensive coordinators leave New England, they don't beat Bill Belichick.
No.
When defensive guys leave,
they do.
Like Vrabel, Matt Patricia, they win.
It's weird.
It's very strange. But Romeo Crennel, I don't think he beat Bill Belichick.
Well, he was up the Browns, so.
Yeah. And Pigeon here, Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, Golden Tate, and Dallas Goedert, 58.2.
That's a good one.
Means, KJ earned himself the listener team win.
Nice.
And nobody got a listener win over Josh and Luke.
Ha 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 ha.
Listener team wins right now stand at 3 for Pidge, 3 for KJ, 2 for Greatfield, and 2 for Shams.
Still
wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Wide open. Listener win for Josh and Luke. Nobody added one, so that means the standings remain the same with Shams, Jads, Pigeon, and Greatfield all at 4.
Ooh.
KJ and TJ 3, and Brooks with 2.
Still close.
Still very close. So, Josh, that brings us to the part of the night where you tell us who you picked for this upcoming week of the Fantasy Football Challenge.
I picked at quarterback. I picked Deshaun Watson. Please, Deshaun Watson, beat the Washington team. They're dumb, and I hate them. Also, I think you can do it. Tariq Cohen for the Bears. Who are they playing again? Somebody.
Soda.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know. I think Trubisky's on a roll, and Cohen is like the guy there now, right? No more Jordan Howard anymore. Yeah. I picked John Ross because AJ Green is hurt, and why not? You know, I needed a guy who could competently play wide receiver for about $4,000. And I picked Vance McDonald from Pittsburgh at tight end.
Okay.
Just because.
Just because you had like $1 left and Vance was the guy.
I could upgrade slightly at tight end.
Yeah. All right. Myself, I'm going with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback.
Yeah.
Double dipping back with Mark Ingram again at running back.
Well, I'm nervous. You're gonna kick my ass. This is.
At wide receiver, I'm taking Juju Smith-Schuster.
That is a good pick, always.
I couldn't believe he was the price he was.
What is he, 5.7 or something like that?
Yeah, he's like 50-something.
What are they doing? That dude catches a touchdown every game.
Yeah, I don't know. And a tight end, because I had almost no money left, I went with Jonnu Smith.
Nice. Perfect pick for not having money.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? He gets like 2 catches. Great.
Fuck it.
So those are the teams we got this week. Josh is only 2 games back.
I'm coming back, baby.
Got quite a few games to play, and everybody else, you have plenty of time to duke it out with each other. Don't forget, you can file your own team with us over on the Discord channel. Thank you to everybody for participating so far this year. I think this has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys are having fun with it as well.
You get prizes.
You will get prizes. What we are offering is a random prize to be determined for the person who wins, who has the most listener team wins.
Yeah.
We are also offering a prize for the person who earns the most wins over Josh and Luke. And for those of you who haven't been playing, I can see you talking in the comments here. A win over Josh and Luke means that you must beat both of us in a given week, not just one of us. You must beat both of us in a given week.
We're conjoined twins, so we got separated, and now you got to be both of us.
Yes.
We're like Tomas and Zane. What are the G.I. Joe guys? Tomas and Zaymont, right?
Yeah.
We finish each other's. Exactly.
Sandwiches.
That went perfectly.
Shazam. So hey, you know what? Football sucked last week. Let's hope it doesn't suck this week. Am I right?
It will. When do the Eagles play? 4 or something?
They're America's game of the week.
It's 4:25.
Yeah.
So I can like at least watch like Red Zone for the first couple of games and like not hate what I'm doing. Then I'll go like play ESO or something for like 5 hours and get.
So look at you.
Get drunk.
Well,
okay.
For tuning in. I hope your teams are doing better than ours.
Yeah, it's not great. Not looking good.
Good luck on your fantasy football wins, your losses. Don't forget, you can follow us at FFF Podcast. I'm at M. Luke Brown. Josh is at Henderson 1983.
That's the year I was born. Yeah.
Henderson 1983.
1883.
On Twitter. Josh, after this show is over, where else can everybody check you out?
Go to at M Class Podcast. I do a Star Trek podcast. Continue show. Also, there's a new episode. Go to YouTube. I do a book podcast where I never read any books called Cracking the Spine. And Pretend Friends, where I pretend to be a gnome who has a drinking problem.
Pretend.
Right? It's called method acting. Get used to it. It's here to stay.
Karate.
Karate.
All right, guys.
Does anybody want a cat?
Oh, shit. You know what? Are we going to be back next week because it's Thanksgiving?
Oh, shit. It's Wednesday. I don't know. Yeah. Does anybody do stuff on that day? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, theoretically, a show next week?
Sure.
I'm not going. I will be here.
Yeah, we'll try. Yeah, we'll do whatever.
But we're going to play it by year.
Yeah.
Or Josh is going to play with his cat's ears. Whatever. I'm sorry, I have like a runny nose. So
it's okay. I got 2 cats on me and I'm 100 degrees hotter than I was.
Nice. Suck it all back up. Good night, everybody.